So, I'm real pleased to be here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what our organisation is, BioOhio. We're an industry organisation. A bit about that momentarily. Then I'm going to tell you about the Ohio bioeconomy. It also relates to the national bioeconomy, and then I'm going to cap it off by giving you a description, an in-depth perspective of a very exciting program we're running. It's funded through the Department of Labour, and it involves a collaboration between 6 community colleges in Ohio. Before I start, though, I have to say that Russ Reed, I had dinner with Russ last night, and he told me that everything he said is copyright. So I'm not allowed to mention anything about what Russ said, but certainly I want to acknowledge the fact that some of our thinking in terms of how we work with our community colleges, a lot of our thinking actually comes out of some of the initiatives that Russ has put together as part of the National Centre for the Biotech Workforce. We had Russ as a speaker at an educational conference we had in Ohio about 5 years ago that set the seed. And also what the North Carolina Biotech Community College Network that they've done. They've done some real wonderful things, and I know, Russ, you're continuing with that. But first off, BioOhio. We're an industry organisation. We're a not-for-profit organisation. We're based in Columbus, Ohio, which is the state capital. We're smack in the middle of Ohio. And we represent the state's bioscience interests. We're funded predominantly through 2 mechanisms. We're a membership organisation, so we get probably about a quarter of our funding from membership from companies around the state, research organisations, research universities, also individual members. But the bulk of our funding comes from the Ohio Department of Development. We get a 2-year grant from them, and also through other funding through federal grants and some state grants, but the bulk is from the Department of Development. And our primary mission, really, I handle workforce and education, but kind of the core of our organisation is to help grow businesses, to support large businesses in the state, but also through our funding mechanisms. We also run business incubators around the state where we fund the creation of companies. We help find venture capital. We provide them with lab facilities. We provide them with business resources, help in developing business plans, and what have you. So that's an important part of what we do. I handle our workforce and education component, which is a big part of what we do, and it's an increasingly important component of what we do. One of the things we did, we're an industry organisation, so we surveyed our industry. We have something like 1,500 bioscience organisations and companies in the States. Our population is 11 million or so, and bioscience is an important part of what we do. But we surveyed our companies some 5-6 years ago, and what we heard from them was that there is an increasing need for trained workforce. They just can't find the types of individuals that they need quickly enough. They either have to go out of the state, or they have to take people in and train them themselves. So we felt that this is somewhere that we can help where we can work with our educational system to help provide a bridge between what our companies are looking for and what the educational systems want to provide and have the wherewithal to provide. So it's kind of where we fit. So what's gratifying? I do a lot of career talks around the state. I do a lot of talks to the K-12 system, the 2-year and 4-year college systems. And what is gratifying what's good about the fact that what I find exciting in making these presentations is that yes, we're in a down economy. It's starting to bubble up, but our sector, our industry sector in Ohio and nationally is growing. It's one of the few economies out there that has been Ohio Ohio is one of the states that's been very badly impacted by the economy. You know, we're an old manufacturing state. We're part of what's called the Rust Belt economy. So Ohio is big into old traditional industries built around steel. You know, we've got second to Michigan, where we're the second big automotive state, and that industry has been very, very badly impacted. The steel economy in Ohio has been very, very badly impacted. So we're a manufacturing state that's looking for a future. The bioeconomy is part of that future. In terms of employment, it's a small part of Ohio's employment base, but economically it's a very important part of that base. And as you can see from this slide here, over the last 10 years or so, where we track this, the bioeconomy has been growing very steadily, whereas other areas in our economy, the traditional areas, have been declining. So, here's something about the mix of Ohio. We have some 1,500 or so companies in the state, and in terms of the component, it's pretty it's pretty diverse. But as I mentioned, Ohio is a manufacturing state, so we have a lot of pharmaceutical manufacturing, medical device, diagnostic manufacturing going on in the state. In the northeast corner of the state, you'll see there in terms of 643 or so companies up there. A lot of those companies are small spin-out companies. We have the benefit of the Cleveland Clinic in Case Western, Reserve University, their medical center in northeast Ohio. So we have a lot of spin-out companies coming out from that region. In the central and southwest, so those small spin-out companies, a lot of that activity is focused around medical devices. In central and southwest Ohio is where our pharmaceutical core is. Again, it's manufacturing. Predominantly small molecules, but we have some bio in there. Amylin Pharmaceuticals built their U.S. manufacturing operation in southwest Ohio, in Cincinnati. They built a $500 million manufacturing, sterile fill manufacturing operation there. They're still waiting for final FDA approval. They have a product it's an injectable against type 2 diabetes. They're partnering with Lilly in Indianapolis and Alchemies out of Boston, and it's a slow-release product, but they're hoping to get final approval next year. But they built their manufacturing operation, and they've got production lines up and running, and they're looking to put trained folks in there. And part of the solution that we're looking to provide is to put in place the training programs around the state to help companies like this. We've got 2 divisions of Boehringer Ingelheim in the state, Roxanne Labs in Columbus and Benvenue Labs up in Cleveland. These are manufacturing operations. So, some 5,500 or so direct employees in this bio workforce in Ohio. As I mentioned, manufacturing is a big part of what we're doing, and in terms of our companies, our bio companies, a lot of the strength is in manufacturing. Yes, we have good research strength built around the predominantly, the medical centers, the teaching universities that have medical centers, but a lot of companies have come into Ohio to manufacture in the biospace. So we've looked for a number of years now to put an infrastructure together in the state that helps support the growth of that economy. And other states have done similarly. I mentioned earlier that Russ Reed, through his National Center concept, which is continuing today, he put in place a national framework to train biotechnicians in various disciplines, and the North Carolina Community College Bio Network has also done that. And I know I mentioned earlier Sen-Young Lee at Ivy Tech. We have Midwest component of BioLink that is very vibrant. Again, that is very heavily focused on manufacturing.
No, I don't know how much time you have that 5 minutes.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that we have a Department of Labor grant which is doing some wonderful things for us. We've over the years now been looking to better organize our community colleges to deliver the types of training programs that are going to result in graduates being snapped up by our companies. And we were very lucky last year to win a 3-year program through the Department of Labor that attempts to do that. We were awarded, the grant is now coming up to a year old this March, and it's looking to take predominantly workers that are impacted by the downturn in the economy. We put out a target there where we're looking to place 700 or so individuals into training programs around the state. These are unemployed individuals, underemployed individuals, and also incumbent workers at some of these companies that are looking to move up the career ladder. We were awarded $5 billion, and half of that money we are retaining to pay for tuition and scholarships. So 6 community colleges are around the state. Northeast Ohio, we have a couple there. Central Ohio, Southwest, and Northwest Ohio. An organization that is instrumental in, BioOhio, we're running this program. We're coordinating interface of these colleges with industry. We're providing leads for them. One of the strengths is we have advisory boards. Each of these colleges has instituted their own advisory board in terms of helping with curriculum. But there are also some strong relationships here. The Council for Adult and Experiential Learning, CALE, they're out of Chicago. They're an excellent organization. They really know the adult workforce, and they've also got a ton of experience in the K-12 space. We're also working with the unions. We're working with AFL-CIO in terms of accessing displaced unemployed populations. Now, the types of training programs that we're offering, we wanted to get off the ground quickly. We have all our training programs in place, ranging from 2-year degree programs, research, biotechnician, manufacturing technician programs, but also certificate programs. In terms of the greatest number of programs offered, these are the pharmaceutical manufacturing device, biomanufacturing, and lab skills certificate programs. Again, we surveyed our industry, and what we heard is individuals with these types of training programs are going to be taken up by us. We wouldn't have implemented these programs if that wasn't the case. And also what's exciting about this partnership is that it's a combination of partnerships within colleges between the for-credit side and the not-for-credit side. So, some of these certificate programs are run out of the workforce development side of the colleges rather than the academic side. So, we had a program up in Cuyahoga Community College, the first pharmaceutical medical device manufacturing certificate program that was developed in Ohio. We took that program and through this grant have moved it around the state. So we're pretty excited with this, and we're looking to leverage this. We built capability, and we're looking to expand.